These routines not only did prepare me for my bedtime as a Muslim, but also made sure that I was having a sound sleep, avoiding any kind of bad dreams in between, not having a jolt kind of movement at the middle of the night. If you want to have a sound sleep as a Muslim, and we all want to have that because we want to wake up for Fajr, we want to feel fresh, etc., avoiding any kind of bad dreams which actually might ruin our day afterwards, I want you to follow these 5 routines as a Muslim and do this before your bedtime. And if you want to do that, please watch this video till the end. Let's start. The first one is to make wudu after brushing your teeth. All of us get this kind of suggestions during our childhood from our elder, from our parents, from our grandparents, etc. They tell us to have or do our wudu before going for bed. And we all know different kind of hadiths that our Prophet Muhammad ﷺ has told us to do before our bedtime. To be honest, not every one of us want to do a wudu before going to bed. Yes, they will do a 40 minutes of skincare, but avoid doing a 2 minutes of wudu. I'm sorry, but yes, like doing wudu doesn't take much amount of time. You are just washing your hand, face, and toes. That's it. That's as simple as that. Basically, one habit that will help you to gradually build up this habit of doing wudu before going to bed every single night. Just make it conditional. Or there is one more name for this habit, which is habit stacking, which means, let's say if I'm saying that if I brush my teeth, I will do my wudu. This thing is connecting 2 habits together. My brain will tell me that if you're doing this habit number 1, that means you are meant to do habit number 2 also. So as a result, this is what I called conditional, which actually increases your likelihood of doing that action. Try to do this, and as a result, you will build up a habit of doing wudu before going to bed. And at some point, your body will be in a default, and you don't have to remind yourself to do wudu every single time before going to bed. You will automatically start doing it. Also, don't forget to read the dua that we have been taught during our childhood, which we recite before going to bed. It is a very small dua. If you haven't learned, it's really easy. Just repeat after me. Allahumma bismika amudu wahya. That's it. It literally means, oh Allah, with your name I die and live. No one knows if you are going to see the morning of tomorrow except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is not something I am saying. Our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has himself told us, which comes in one of the hadith in the book of Riyadus Salihin, in the chapter of etiquette of sleeping, lying down and sitting. It comes up that our Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has directed us, whenever you go to bed, perform wudu as you do for salat, then before sleeping recite, oh Allah, I have submitted myself to you, and the hadith runs on. The next routine is to read Surah Al-Mulk before going to bed. I will make a separate video where I will talk about how I have built the habit of reading Surah Al-Mulk literally before going to bed every single night. And please make sure you have subscribed to my YouTube channel and hit the bell icon so that you can get notified when I upload the video. And this is extremely important if you are a Muslim. We all have heard about that hadith that says that if you recite these 30 ayats before going to bed, this will literally work in favor of you, or will intercede in favor of you after your death until you don't gain Jannah. Literally, it will fight for you in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala until you are not granted Jannah. That's how powerful it is to recite Surah Al-Mulk, the 30 verses, before you go to bed. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud has said that if you recite these 30 verses, starting with Tabarakalladzi biyadihil mulk, which is the first verse of Surah Al-Mulk, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will save you from the torment of the graves. Torment of the graves. It is as severe as it sounds. So make sure that you are building up that habit from today of reading the 30 verses of Surah Al-Mulk before going to bed. How do you build up that habit of reading Surah Al-Mulk before going to bed every single night? That will be something I will talk on a different video, because otherwise this video is going to be huge enough. But some of the points I can mention right now is that make sure that your starting process is as easy as possible. Don't make it sound like, oh my god, it's 30 verses, how I'm gonna read it. It will literally take 8 to 10 minutes, trust me. You can scroll for 1 hour on your social media account and it's just 10 minutes to read that Surah Al-Mulk. And what I want you to do is that just start as simple as possible. Listen to it at the first time, okay? And then slowly read it from the phone. Like from your phone, you have Quran.com, you can literally read it from here, or any kind of apps you have, and then slowly start reciting from the Quran itself. Make your habit as easy as possible so that you can at least start. At some point, it's gonna be your habit. Your body will automatically start doing it. You don't have to remind yourself every single time. The next point, or the next routine, is reading Ayatul Kursi. Reading Ayatul Kursi and Surah Al-Mulk before going to bed. This combination, what I have noticed is that resisted me from having any kind of bad dreams. Literally, I go to to sleep and I wake up, I can't remember anything that has happened in my mind, in my sleep, nothing. So it is like a quiet, peaceful and sound sleep. I have noticed that and it's amazing. Okay, we all want a sound sleep. And there is an interesting story that is mentioned in one of the hadith, and that story is related to Ayatul Kursi, and I have mentioned that story quite broadly on one of my Instagram reels. If you want to check that out, you can go to the link, give it in the description, and also make sure if you like that video and also some of my other videos on my Instagram reel, you are following me over there. In one of the Sahih hadith, it comes out that Prophet Muhammad has said that Ayatul Kursi is the greatest ayah in the whole Holy Quran. Also, it comes out in another hadith that if you recite Ayatul Kursi after every fard salah of yours, there is nothing that will come in between you and the paradise except death. It means that you are not dying, that's why you are not going to paradise. It's as simple as that, literally. Most of us don't know or haven't memorized the Ayatul Kursi during their childhood, but I'm extremely grateful to that person who actually taught me Arabic during my childhood, who has taught me how to read the Quran in my childhood, and he has actually taught me Ayatul Kursi too. So I know some of people who hasn't still memorized Ayatul Kursi, and for them it might sound a bit big, but for me it's very simple because I have been reading since my childhood. So just start listening to it and it will slowly become your habit, and someday you'll memorize the Ayatul Kursi. You can literally see the Ayatul Kursi and read it before going to bed, just as you'll be doing with Surah Al-Mulk. Please try to memorize Ayatul Kursi because it has the greatest attributions of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you read the meaning of Ayatul Kursi, you can understand it says nothing other than attributions of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you want help in memorizing Ayatul Kursi, then there's a video I have uploaded where I have mentioned how to memorize the first 10 ayats of Surah Al-Kahf. You can literally watch that and follow the same strategies in memorizing Ayatul Kursi too. But if you want to get more strategies, more elaborated strategies, then make sure you are getting the ebook that I have written on memorizing the first 10 ayats of Surah Al-Kahf. Link will be given in the description below. It will help you to memorize and also track your memorization of Surah Al-Kahf and also Ayatul Kursi. Many hadiths have also confirmed that reading Ayatul Kursi stopped the whisperings of shaitan. Here also comes another hadith which says that if you read the throne verses Ayatul Kursi, then if you read Ayatul Kursi in the morning, it will save you from any kind of things other than death till the evening time, and if you read it in the evening time, it will save you from any kind of things other than death till the morning time. So that's one of the hadith that comes up. That's how much crucial reading Ayatul Kursi is. The next routine is set rigid intention for waking up for Fajr. There's one Instagram carousel I have posted a few weeks ago, I believe. If you go to my Instagram account, you can find that. But let me just tell you over here, majority of the Muslims actually suffers from waking up for Fajr. I went from not literally waking up for Fajr to literally my body itself waking up for Fajr. Here are some points I will actually mention which will help you to wake up for Fajr. One thing I have noticed, I have been experimenting on myself on this thing, is that let's say if I don't have rigid intention to wake up for Fajr, I cannot literally wake up for Fajr. For example, I'm saying to myself, I have set my alarm, I'm like, I will try my best to wake up for Fajr, let's see what happens. And guess what? I can't literally wake up for Fajr. And it has been continued for a few days until I got frustrated and I was like, you know what? I want to wake up for Fajr. Please Allah, please let me wake up for Fajr. And at that point, I was so laser focused on that thought. I literally woke up for Fajr. Even before the alarm went off. It's 2-3 minutes before the alarm went off. And I was shocked. And that's the importance, the necessity of having a rigid intention. When you constantly tell yourself that I am gonna wake up for Fajr by hook or by crook, there is nothing in your thought process at that time. There is no kind of doubt, no kind of pollutants in your intention. At that moment, only at that moment you can wake up for Fajr. So yes, that's the importance of having rigid intention. And there are some ways I have mentioned which will help you to wake up for Fajr and make it a habit. So please make sure you are checking this post of mine. I will mention the link in the description below. Just hit over there. The next and the last routine is to reduce your screen light. All of us are aware of the blue lights that emits from our screen, our phone, our laptop, computers, etc. Well, blue lights are helpful for us during the daytime. There are some studies that suggest that, but blue lights are harmful for your sleep and also for your circadian rhythm if you use that before your bed, at least 2-3 hours before your bed. This is because blue light reduces the release of a hormone that is important for making us sleepy, drowsy, or also influencing our circadian rhythm during our nighttime sleep, the hormone called the melatonin hormone. This is extremely important because you feel sleepy, drowsy when you switch off your light in your room, after some time in the darkness you feel sleepy. That is because darkness helps your body to release the melatonin hormone, and blue light restricts releasing that hormone. But instead of using blue light, what you can use is red light. We all have that kind of option on our screens, on our computers, where like the screen goes bit kind of yellowish or reddish, like the screen is going through the evening time moment. You can turn that on, because studies has shows that red light is much more better for your sleep. It doesn't shift your circadian rhythm that much. So if you are bound to use your screen at nighttime, then make sure your screen is a bit reddish. There are some apps that actually does that. So yes, that will be helpful instead of the blue light that our screen usually emits. And one more thing you can do, you have to use your screen during nighttime. You use the glasses that actually blocks the blue lights, like the anti-blue lenses or something like that. So yes, you can do that too. All right, if you have enjoyed this video and found this video useful, then make sure you are also checking out the other two videos that I'll be mentioning on the screen. One of them will help you to learn the first 10 ayats of Surah Al-Kahf as a Muslim and save yourself from the fitna of the child, and the other one will help you to learn about the softwares or tools that will help you to write your thesis down if you are an undergrad or postgrad or a PhD student. Also, I make videos on self-improvement, Islamic knowledge implementation on our life, and also on academic strategies. So please make sure you're subscribing to my YouTube channel and also following me on my Instagram, because I do upload loads of reels which will help you to be better 1% every single day. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button, and also if you have any kind of good bedtime routines, make sure to mention them in the comment below. Thank you for watching. See you next time.